talk to me about an automation or analytics project that you were involved in or you led that really had an impact on an organization and really forced you to solve some interesting problems.
Well, I'll not brag. I'll take take a quite practical example. Maybe say talking about maybe insurance sector. So being coming from an insurance landscape, so insurance also, right? It's quite a traditional sector, right?
Yep.
And you would have a lot of papers involved in it. And the best use case anybody would want to have is to have a straight through processing involved, or have a setup where if you can understand what is coming out from those documents, you would have, say, doctor prescriptions, you would have medical transcripts, you would have say images. Now so there was one project where we actually tried to automate, was on this area itself, wherein we were actually getting a lot of emails. Now an email would tell you that I would want to say if you are in client for me, right? So, and you would want to have your spouse added in your insurance policy, or you would want to have some kind of a change. So what simply you would do is you would call a service desk, or you would send them an email. Now a typical process would take a good amount of time, because your executive will understand those emails, somebody would need to read it, or a person who is listening on a phone would take a notes or process something. So a typical organization will have multiple processes or multiple tools in between before it actually reaches to the final point where you would process that request. Now, in a typical scenario, this would lead to a poor client experience, or if I would not say poor, maybe not so good, because it takes time. You would have your request completed after 2 days, 3 days, or maybe a week or so.
Yeah.
So we try to understand this, that okay, where exactly our process inefficiencies were, which tools or technologies which were there in this complete life cycle were actually putting any value. Do we really need to change our platform, or do we need to give automation to those executives who are listening to phone calls, or people, or if we can build something which can read those emails and at least trigger the next process. So so in this example, we try to put up a multi-point solution, a solution which is given as an attended bots to our call center folks, which will help them to navigate all our internal platforms or tools, and trigger an automation, and then automation will help to file a case, give it to the relevant team to validate the information and then process it. We also try to implement a text-based solution on the emails which we were getting, right, and classify those emails where you would want to have change in your policies, or say change in your in your request, and try to automate those things as an unattended bot, because email can come in any time of your day, and you really don't need person just to scan it. And then there are going to be some emails, or there were some emails which a bot cannot process, so we will give those exception cases to the actual executive, or the help desk executive to process it.
Yep.
So so this way we really were able to shorten our time, and our clients were happy, right? Earlier we were turning out the request in many days. Now it just takes a day or two for us to process it and then deliver back the output.